Hey everybody, it's Stephanie Mo Davis. I'm here with another video today. Back several years ago, maybe 3 to 4 years ago, on my YouTube channel, I made a video called I Believe You Are Not Stuck. And this is just a follow-up video because I still see a lot of us as a collective struggling in these feelings of being stuck. And stuck often feels like a physical external cage, right? Like you literally cannot move out of a specific area for reasons that you're perseverating on within your own thoughts. So I just want to kind of broaden this perspective a little bit, and what really helped me a lot. And when I get in a pattern of thinking like this, I have practiced this so many times that I'm able to remember and recall, and very often shift out of that level of thinking sooner, much, much, much sooner than later. And I can see how individuals can feel as though they are stuck in a predicament for not just days, weeks, and months, but literally, guys, an entire lifetime, which is devastating to think about, and that could have been me if I didn't have the experiences and circumstances and made some very difficult choices along my path to continue to evolve. I could have felt like I was stuck as well. So I just want you to realize this. Feeling stuck isn't a physical place, it's a mental place. It's thoughts that you're continuing to align with that are making you feel stuck. And the thought of even pushing yourself beyond that momentum of patterning just feels paralyzing. And are there physical circumstances? Are there tangible potential loss that may happen if you need to make a change in your life that you feel stuck in? The answer is yes. But what happens is being fearful and feeling so small in your ability to create a better change for yourself limits your vision of what may be past that transformational point. Okay? So very often there is a sense of loss or maybe even a grief of mourning something that you were used to. And very often, and unfortunately, as human beings, we do like comfort, safety, and security. So even when we align with unhealthy patterns and just normalize it, it still feels like a loss, even when we decide to move through it. So it's very important to understand how the mind can really play tricks on you. And once thought forms develop momentum, you start putting a lot of energy and feeling backing these stressors. It seems to root even deeper within the psyche. So then it's just like a weed, guys. It like becomes a tree. And depending on how much momentum you put into that, how much growth factor you put into that is going to depend on almost equally how difficult it's going to be to dig that out of your thought patterns. So how do we mitigate this? How do we even begin to feel like we can get ourselves unstuck? The first thing is to realize that it is a thought form. You feel physically stuck, but you have to address the mental stuckness first. And very often when you address the ability to see that you have more control, to shift your thinking and to not continuously put momentum into particular thoughts and to actually put thoughts in that counter that reality. That's the only way you're going to feel like you have the correct tools. Like, for instance, back to the tree, the right shovels, the right whatever, backhoes, whatever you need to pull these items out of your brain. You need the tools to do it. So you need to just first realize that when you're having these thoughts, you actually do have a choice as to continue the thought pattern. Again, it's something so simple, but something we often don't really realize because we're unaware. We're just truly deeply unaware of how much power we do have over our own thoughts and thinking patterns. So you have to first notice it. And again, downstream from that is when we normalize it, we even tend to numb the pain that comes along with the feeling of being stuck. And then often comes acceptance, right? So then we just kind of learn to live with the feeling or the circumstance or the pain or the stuckness. We've normalized it to the degree of it being almost numb. And that numbness penetrates into every aspect of your life, guys. You can't just feel stuck in one area of your life and really truly feel aligned in others. Maybe you are a master compartmentalizer, but at some point, nothing's going to work. If you're really truly having that dissonance within your head and your heart, it's going to leak into your other environmental fields. It's not going to just stay one place. So just start to contemplate. You have to just hear the message when you're ready to hear it, and then be willing to take action when you're ready to take action upon that, which is, how does this thought make me feel? You have to get back in touch with your feelings. And if it doesn't feel good, you have to realize that you don't have to keep perpetuating that thought form if it doesn't feel good. And if you keep putting momentum into being stuck, you're going to be more stuck, right? So one thing that I like from a particular mentor that I had is, he often says that if you really feel stuck or you feel like a situation is just, you're at a complete loss. This sounds counterproductive, but I think it's very helpful in how he describes it. He'll say, just admit defeat. You can't do it. You're stuck. Just like admit that you're stuck, right? Just literally admit defeat. You failed. You couldn't do something right. You made a mistake. Admit that defeat. And very often what happens is, in admitting the failure or admitting defeat, your brain actually and your soul knows the truth behind that isn't true. So almost you feel like when you just kind of admit defeat, at least there's not this forward momentum of energy perpetuating the stuckness. You at least admit defeat. And what happens is, it's like, okay, I failed. And it's just, it's like a moment where you can just pause in peace and just exhale. And it might not feel great to admit defeat, but sometimes in creating that space to just say, all right, it didn't go my way, this is what happened, it creates a little bit of room for the soul essence to kind of come through and to help you see again, create that vision of reality where you say, you know what though, I can get myself out of this. I'm not actually stuck. Like, I do have more resources than I think. But if you're continuing to just go along the same way you always have and perpetuate and align with and affirm and reaffirm and iterate and find the tribe of people that's going to continue to assign you this label of being stuck, it's going to be really hard. So you have to slowly pull out the little weeds that are keeping you connected to that feeling, so you can just have a moment of contemplation and a moment of space, even if it's to admit defeat, so the soul can kind of come through and say, wait, hold on. Like, I can see there are ways around this. So just something to think of. You're not stuck in your reality, you're stuck in your mind. And that is the first place where you need to align with a different thought form so you can actually take the correct action out in life and your reality to create a healthier environment for you. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much, and I'll see you again soon.